Who remembers that from one of the videos we did before? Where we brought the old drone pack down, but it wouldn't work. But now we got a new drone pack, but absolutely not flying it here. But you'll also remember this. Lost in the Woods old place. Right, so this is going to be episode 2 of story time. Got me bored with me. You got this building here. We're off up in the woods in a different part of it. We viewed this place in another video, but I am going to sit you right here. This is where you're going to sit. And then we're going to do story time, and I'm going to ramble, and there's going to be bits cut out of this. But it's a nice background that we got. Oh, you can see the little thing down there. Right, so. Oh, that camera's not right. Let me just set it correctly. So, this one's going to be a quick enough one because, you know, it's not that much of a story. It's more of a why, I guess. I don't know how to phrase it. But this is the story of why I quit hunting. What? So, I have nothing against people who hunt. I just kind of fell out of love with it. Stopped getting the drive to do it. I did a lot of it. All my family hunts. We don't hunt for the sake of it. We hunt to kill a rabbit and eat the rabbit. And rabbits, you know. But I just lost my flair for that. But it was bred into me when I was younger too. You know, like hunting. Really liked hunting when I was younger. But an incident one day kind of put a sour taste in my mouth, and from then on I just haven't hunted since. Nor do I don't really like it. Sorry, I did hunt once since, but that may be for another story. Anyway, alright, so let's start off the story. And with every good story, sorry, I'm trying to find a comfortable spot on these rocks. That'll probably do it. Yeah, there you go. So, we have fields again. Every story of my childhood ends up with fields. I'm happy about that. We had big fields, huge fields. These fields were gigantic. They went like that. Another field there, and there was a road. There's big sheds. There's more fields that way. Actually, they go out that way. So, I started off here. Walked up along. I was shooting. I was carrying a 22 rifle. Can't remember the name of it. Was it a Creco? I think it was a 22 Creco. Maybe it was a Creco. I don't know. I've forgotten. But it was a good rifle. Really accurate. Really accurate. And I was quite a good shot back in the day. So I started off here, hunting all along here, looking for anything on the ground because I had a rifle. I can't go shooting everything, so you're only bound to shoot certain things in Ireland anyway. So I was looking for rabbits, foxes, any kind of vermin like that. Went up along the field, hunting for ages, and at this stage I was still into hunting. I was like, yeah, no thoughts had changed about it. And when I came up and over, the hell is that? Why in every single one of my videos is there like an eerie, real big sound? But anyway, I came over like this, and then I'm going to keep this relatively short. This video is going to be short enough. And then to my surprise, about here I think, was a rabbit. Right, now remember this area. You don't need to remember it, but it's just for context, I guess. Yeah, so a rabbit and me face to face, about 20 meters, no, maybe not, yeah, about 15 meters, 20 meters away. So there was me with my rifle, and there was a rabbit that looks like some kind of satanic beast. And also, if this was going for reference, the rabbit would be the same size as me. But anyway, I'm terrible at drawing. I'm sitting on a really uncomfortable rock. It's about to start raining, so anyway, I looked at the rabbit. The rabbit looked at me. and we had kind of a stare off as I was slowly bringing my rifle up, looking down the sights. Found the rabbit relatively quickly, and see, this is where it gets tricky. I could only see this much of the rabbit, so he popped up from behind like a sod of grass. So the ground went like this, the ground went like that, and then it popped up. Then the ground was higher on the back, right? The ground didn't go along like that, it went up here, right? Keep that in mind. So your rabbit was sitting right here. So I got up relatively close to him. He peeped over this, looked at me, and I was like, your last day, bud. We're gonna have a time of it. So because I was standing, I couldn't lean the rifle against anything. I had to take a shot from shoulder, which, if you've ever shot, is not easy. 15 to 20 meters to hit a small rabbit in a specific area, it's not an easy shot, right? Especially with a little 22, you got to make it count. So I brought my rifle up, steadied myself, steadied my breathing, looked at him in his head, and I was like, And he was just standing there while all this happened. And by the way, this was happening incredibly fast. So I looked at his head, decided I'm not going to try and shoot this rabbit in the head. I'm going to just aim down a little bit, shoot through the grass and hit him in the chest. Bigger target, more possibility of hitting the rabbit, and you know, more success. So what I did was, the grass that was here, so let me enhance this for you. So this was the grass, the rabbit's head was here, his little, I don't know what this is. Yeah, so my plan was to shoot through here, hitting him in the chest. However, I did not know the ground went up so high. Get away from me, bee. I didn't know the ground went up so high, so I obviously anticipated a bit more. And what happened was, I fired, I hit the rabbit jumped, flipped and dropped, as if like cartoon almost. He just went dink and landed down on his back, and I went, nice, killed him. All right, and hold up. So when I walked up, I realized that this ground was up high, and I said, straight away I knew. I was like, this was a really young rabbit. Because he didn't run right away and he kind of waited and was looking and dead still, I then figured out this was a very young rabbit. It wasn't just in shock at this person that it may have never seen before, you know, I've never seen a human before, so it was like, what the hell is that? This was a really young rabbit, and it was sitting here with his little legs up. This rabbit was not dead, all right? Because I leaned down to catch the rabbit, I went, Jesus, I feel really bad. Because I wouldn't shoot, I'd shoot a big, I don't know what they call it, a buck rabbit. I'd shoot a big, full-grown rabbit, no problem. Back then, this was a small rabbit. I would never shoot small rabbits. Or if they looked anyway timid or small, I would not shoot them. I had hit this little guy and toppled him over. He was not dead. He had been hit in the back of his leg. So a rabbit's leg goes like, now excuse my drawing. This is a rabbit's leg, and then it goes up to the, so there's the body, there's the leg. It had hit him about here, right? So it actually went between the bones. The bones come down there. It went between the bones and just hit him in the back of the leg. But he had got such a shock, as in, what the hell is this, that he just flipped. I mean, I was expecting this guy to run, because this was not a kill shot by far. He would have recovered from this on his own in the wild. He was in such shock. I went over, I went, oh Jesus Christ, I'm after shooting this tiny rabbit now and killing it. I picked it up, so I like put my hands around it, picked it up. The rabbit still didn't move, it was in that much of shock. And I looked at it, and I was like, where'd the bullet go? And one of his legs was like limping down a little bit. And I looked at it, and I was like, I hit him in the leg, and then I looked at him, and his eyes were like moving. I was like, hey, this rabbit's not dead. So then I was like, damn, am I after like wounding him? Did it go like through him and out his leg? That's why I'm seeing a bullet hole in his leg. Is he still like in shock, or is he dead, and his eyes are still twitching or something? After examining this little rabbit, I holstered my rifle over my shouldered my rifle rather, and began my examination of said rabbit. I checked all his little arms and his neck and his head and everything in his body. There was only this little hole in his leg, but he was in such shock and awe that he could not move. He was frozen with fear. So I had my really nice hunting jumper on at the time. He was very tiny bit of blood, teensy, even for a rabbit, tiny bit of blood. I hope this wind doesn't affect the volume. And I wrapped him up in my thing, so I shouldered the rifle over, fully over, and I folded up my top and I put him down in there for heat because he was in shock. I then brought him the whole way back down to where I left hunting, brought the rabbit back to my grandfather, who is big into hunting but would never shoot a small animal. I said, Jesus, look, I'm after shooting this small rabbit, and he said, alright. He checked him over as well. He grew up hunting, he knows everything about rabbits and pheasants and foxes and everything. Checked over the rabbit, determined yes, it did just hit him in the back of the leg. Then he started kind of coming back to life a bit. So what we decided was, the grandfather was like, right, let's nurse him back to health. I was like, excellent. So we wrapped up his little leg. He still had full power in it, by the way. He was still able to hop around. It just went through the skin and maybe hit a little tendons and stuff, but nothing major. He was going to survive this. So we bandaged up his little leg, kept him inside in front of the fire for a couple of days, feeding him stuff. And he had rabbit feed there because we keep pet rabbits too sometimes. And yeah, nursed the rabbit back to health. We then went and released him into a field very nearby. And he just hopped back off into the field, and that was the story. And from then on I was kind of like, I don't ever want this to happen again. So yeah, I just kind of stopped hunting then. I started just like going to range and shooting targets. That's my thing now. It turns out I just liked shooting, not the killing part of it. But yeah, that's the story about why I stopped hunting. I haven't really hunted since. Actually, I've hunted one time since. Let me know below if you do want to see that, because I will do a story time on that too. I've got so many stories that can be shared. Unbelievable. Now, all of these may be beyond belief, fact or fiction. I should have put fact or fiction down here, but you know, there's rain falling on this now, the camera, I don't want to get this camera wet. Anyway, thank you for all the support recently. I love it. I no longer hunt. I'm happy about that. Family don't care that I do or don't hunt. They're like, yeah, okay, do whatever you like. Hunting has really calmed down from what it used to be. Many years ago in Ireland, hunting was a huge thing, right? Huge. Everyone did it. Now it's like your select group of people. No one's really arsed anymore. Yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of died a bit. But I don't think it's because they shot a baby rabbit and felt really guilty about it and said that they don't want this to happen again. But also I was just kind of over it anyway. I was like, alright, okay. So anyway, that's been story time. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you don't hate me for hunting. If you do, sorry, I don't do it anymore. Also, I don't hate people who hunt. They can do what they like. People can do whatever they want in this world. That's just the way it is. But I will talk to you in the next video, which will be a couple of days. The weather's really killing me. If you know anything about Ireland, you'll know that the weather is unpredictable and terrible a lot of the time. Beautiful country. If only we had a lot of sun, I could do so many videos. Also, I'm really busy at work, so I find that it's a balance of both. YouTube is obviously a big priority of mine, but also I also like paying my bills at home. Imagine that. But anyway, this has been story time. Thank you for the watch time. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all the support recently. I'd love if you subscribed. It helps me a lot. And like the video helps me also to get I can judge then if your people are enjoying the videos or not. I said this was going to be a short video, but it's going to be at least 15 minutes. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.